Welcome back to the Barrel Talk Podcast. We are back with another episode. Full crew today. We are just past the NFL draft officially. So we are kind of real deal into the full offseason of NFL now. Looking at this, we want to come out and do something we've done a couple times in the past years on the pod, is do a draft. Different kind of draft because we're in that kind of draft mode, post-NFL draft. Going to be a little different to make it a little bit more challenging with the four of us, taking some quarterbacks off the board before we get into this. No Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow. Also, we're doing a flex position, so this could be a player that you add to your either offensive line or to your defense. We're going to take Myles Garrett out of the situation. He's head and shoulders the best defensive player in the sport. I feel like adding him to any kind of defense that's top five-ish would kind of be OP. So taking out the best defensive player in the sport and then taking out some wide receivers to kind of give it a little bit more variety because we're drafting true two-position, wide receiver 1, 2, and 3. No Justin Jefferson, no Jamar Chase, no Puka, and no JSN. Did a random order for these spots, the order. Snake draft, see who can build the best team. You don't have to start any certain way. You can kind of build your franchise as you will and pick where you want to start building your team. But before we get into that, guys, how are we feeling?
Better. I just watched Peyton Pritchard drop 112 points on the Sixers. So, it's going as expected. It still stings, man.
So I want to get someday, do just like a pod with us, and I just want you to just take the floor and give us like being a Sixers fan the last decade. Like year by year, playoff exit by playoff exit, like what was the emotions?
You gotta go through and remind every
yeah. I was gonna say I have shoved all that trauma deep down inside, and we're just gonna rip that Band-Aid off and just let it all out. That might have to stay in the vault, man. That I don't know if we can release that one. That would be brutal.
Because there's nobody that has gone through more hardship being a fan than you.
He's a fucking Patriots fan.
Basketball-wise, just keep it a basketball.
He's a fucking Patriots fan, dude.
Yeah, basketball-wise.
Come on.
See, that kind of offsets. That's the reason why, I'm able
That's
to...
why the Sixers are so bad. It's because you are a Patriots fan.
Yeah. Speaking of hardships, though, I've had a great week because Fernando Mendoza is officially a Raider. So that's where my week's at. Stoll, I'm sorry about your loss today, but I got my quarterback. I got my guy. We might have Kirk going for a bit. I got my guy. It's been a great week since Thursday. The weekend was amazing. The Raiders killed the draft.
Eagles somehow found a way to free up enough cap space to trade for Jonathan Grenard somehow. I just don't think the NFL cap is the thing. I don't.
It's not. It's
Eagles are allowed to spend.
Me and Nick said this a year ago, that the Saints have been in cap hell, but somehow signed 3 to 4 big free agents every offseason. Somehow they do it.
They just kick the can down the road.
Travis Etienne.
This has been a multi-year thing. Multi-year thing.
Just accruing debt or something. But it's like, what are you going to do? Not let us fucking play? We're the Saints. We're a fucking NFL
Aren't they still paying Derek Carr?
Come on now.
They're still paying Derek Carr, right?
Definitely.
They are still paying many a people that are not on there.
They just be kicking that shit down the road.
Hey, can we just sit here and appreciate... When was the last time we had 4 people on the pod? Been a minute, huh?
Yeah, been a minute.
Yeah.
Been a minute since the full pod.
We all live on such different
NFL
schedules.
Preview, there was 4 of us. I remember that. Yeah. That was the last time I remember. Since I've been doing it with y'all.
Wow.
Yeah. Full crew today for
fantasy
NFL
we
draft.
did one when I did the Aaron Rodgers thing. When I did the Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
No, you're right. No, you're right. It was us 4. It was us 4.
Yeah.
You're right.
The video's still...
And I hate that because I
talked
like
about the Bears. Low-key legendary episode. You did that. I talked about the Bears.
I didn't even say it. I don't even remember what I said.
You said Aaron Rodgers is not a top 5 quarterback all time, and Lamar is. I'm pretty sure.
I said Lamar's going to be. I said Lamar's trajecting to be
something like that.
Context.
I had the Bears take. I said the Bears weren't going to make the playoffs.
I don't know. It was like 1 a.m. at that point. It was like we were all like pretty wiped, and that clip.
I think I had like 10 garage beers.
Those are the clips that go by. Those are the clips that go, of course.
Yeah. But we can jump right into it. Nick Gwynn, you are officially on the clock with the number 1 overall pick and the official Barrel Talk Podcast NFL Draft.
Okay, I feel like this is way more dramatic than I thought. We've been sitting in the call for about 10, 15 minutes. I already knew I'd be on the clock, so I've been sitting here thinking, NBA playoffs is going on. We were talking about that a little bit. And I'm just going to take, we banned a bunch of quarterbacks, a bunch of wide receivers. I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, like, who's the best player at each position who then maybe there's a downfall after that. And my mind just goes to quarterback. And I'm just thinking of this one guy in Dallas, the sheriff. Dak Prescott.
America's quarterback.
Come on. America's QB. Come to the podium. He's on my team, number 1 overall, Dak
Prescott.
I love Dak.
Dakota Rain Prescott.
Dakota Rain Prescott.
Excuse you.
I mean, that's America's quarterback. My
How
favorite
many
quarterback
playoff
in the league.
America's quarterback have, if you don't mind me asking?
Like one.
Well, he might have one.
He's an awesome quarterback. I didn't mean to hate. He's awesome.
Hell of a run, though.
He has one. But that one game, though, against Tom Brady.
He beat Tom Brady.
Against the GOAT.
He beat Tom Brady.
Monday Night Football.
Stole's
Tom
GOAT.
was 40.
Everyone's GOAT. You know it.
Everyone's GOAT. Yeah.
Tom was 45.
But Cole, you are now officially on the clock.
Still Tom.
I'm
still
2.
Tom.
Yep.
All right. Oh man, this is he battled some injuries last year. There's a new head coach, and I feel like people are forgetting that this guy is in the tier of guys that we banned on this list. Like, we banned Puka, we banned JSN, we banned Jettas, and we banned Chase. I want CD Lamb. I'm not letting him. He's still got over 1,000 yards in 13 games. We're looking at a guy who could have had a 1,400-yard season potentially, even next to a George Pickens, and he wasn't even just feeding off those little short route dump downs. I'm the only option. Got like stuff in the year that he had 1,700. There was some of that going on. This ain't no Michael Thomas story. This is CD Lamb, one of the best talents in the league. He actually is the teammate of Dak Prescott, so I think it is kind of funny that we have 2 Cowboys going 1-2, and they've won 1 playoff game since they've been playing together.
What does that mean? What does that mean, huh? Huh?
Nothing bad.
And honestly, he has those 1,700 yards if he doesn't drop the fucking ball.
True, he
doesn't drop the ball. He has those 1,700.
He has a week 1 game because of it. Relax.
He had some rough games this year. Some spots, but I'm on the clock now. Looking at how this draft is going to shake up with 4 people, I'm going to go ahead and grab what I believe is the best coach in the sport. I want to start my franchise out on the right foot. Get somebody in the building, proven, best offensive coach in all of football. We're going Sean McVay as the coach.
Yep. Love it.
I want to say his reaction to their draft pick and how he handled that presser was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, no.
That was so funny.
No, we're not making
is the funniest fucking thing you could have said.
Love me an honest coach. When you can just see it on his face how he knew they fucked up.
I'll keep that between me and him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Stole, you are on the clock with the rep.
Okay. So for my first pick, because there's 4 of us, I think that makes things a little different than the last time we tried this. I think I'm going for volume here, and I'm going to draft 11 guys who play defense in Houston. So give me the Houston defense for my first pick. And then
Took them from me.
Well, you took them last time, and they were circling my little big board here. So CD Lamb went 1. Does that mean that George Pickens is a wide receiver 2? Or is he still under the wide receiver 1 category?
It's a 1. It says on the screen.
Wait, what?
Okay, what's it say?
Why is
they're
he
both
1?
wide receiver 1s. Okay, good. Okay, good.
He was
catch,
3rd
Cole.
in receiving yards in the NFL, Nick.
Oh, okay. That's fair, I guess. Okay.
That's why. It's respect him.
That is fair. Okay.
I was just confused because we said, I get it. He's just an exception.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good. Well then, in that case, I'm going to stick with volume. And I'm going to draft. We're going to build the trenches here in Dubuque. We're going to take the Rams O-line.
Rams O-line. These guys O-line is good first round.
The Dubuque Rams and the Dubuque Texans.
Yep,
I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I'm thinking the same thing here, Stoll. The rap is elite right here. But I am thinking the same thing. I'm going to go with my defense off the rip right here, and I'm gonna end up going, since you went Houston. Damn, this is interesting. How do I want to go? I'm actually gonna go O-line. I'm gonna start building the trenches too. Give me Philly's O-line.
It's a good pick. You got him in the defense box though.
Yeah, a lot of stars on that O-line, and I want to start it there.
Back to me, I'm kind of going a different direction than you guys right now. We're kind of all over the place, right? Like Nick's got a quarterback. You guys are going more what the system's going to look like. I just want to establish this certain area early. I got CeeDee Lamb. He plays a certain style of football now, and he play. He's going to have a role as a receiver. He's our wide receiver 1. He's our main guy. But I need to go up and get it guy down the field. I'm gonna take T. Higgins as my wide receiver 2.
You're a dog.
I'm gonna have CD and T.
You're a dog.
You guys remember? Hey man, T. Higgins could be a wide receiver 1 on some other teams.
Yeah. And then Nick, you are back on the clock with the wrap with 2 picks here.
Right. I think with my first pick, I'm gonna go with tight end. Now, here's the thing, though. Like, there's so many people who could be the number 1 at tight end. I'm going to go with the guy who I just think might just have the best year and who might just be the most talented. I'm going to go Brock Bowers at tight end.
That's a great pick, Nick. That's an elite pick.
I knew you'd think so, I knew you would. And then defense, I think I'm going to go with the Broncos defense.
I like that.
See, that's a great pick, too. I was thinking about them because now no one else can get the Broncos Stadium except for you. So that mile high advantage.
Come on, now.
A nice little package deal there. Great pick.
Now, why are the uniforms on there? Someone pick a uniform with this pick. Someone pick a uniform.
It's like our last round, we hit uniforms just for the
right.
Call out a nice uni.
Hey,
okay, it's back to me.
The Philly Greens might be a 4th round pick.
That was my pick when we did last, yeah.
Was it? The Philly Greens might be a 4th round.
It's back to me. And listen, here's the deal. I'm going to play a certain style of football here. We had this debate another time. Not really debate. I questioned it when you had said it. But according to the depth chart, I'm going to go ahead and take Parker Washington and just establish my receiving core. Parker Washington is going to be my wide receiver 3.
Yeah.
Listen, I think he's the best receiver on that team, but he is the wide receiver 3 for the Jaguars right now still. I want my receiving core set.
Valid.
He is, Nick, we did do this, and he is 3rd on the depth chart still.
Yeah. I'm not questioning that.
That's fugazi as hell.
This dude just went wide receiver with his first 3 picks. Goddamn, I respect it.
So
I'm also just like sitting here thinking, I'm like, damn, I have to look into who's the best wide receiver 3.
And by the way, I am aware this is not a PPR fantasy football draft. Yeah. I wanted to do this.
I'm going to get interesting here and go ahead and pick up a guy in my flex. Haven't got to my defense yet, but I'm going to get wicked with it. Kind of still gave me the idea. And I could just get somebody that could just be the best edge rusher in the sport when healthy. I'm going to go Micah Parsons in my flex.
Great pick.
And then pair him up on any defense that I do end up getting. So I kind of have a cornerstone. If I kind of want to wait on defense, that I'm adding Micah to that. And then still you are on the clock with back-to-back.
Okay. So, let's see. For my flex, I'm going to double down on the defense here. I'm going to go a guy who I think would fit in Houston perfectly because Houston already has a lockdown corner duo with Lassiter. I think, Kamari Lassiter and Stingley. So no sense in adding another lockdown QB or CB. I'm going to add Kyle Hamilton to this Houston secondary because he's a guy who I think can play the deep safety. He can come down and play the nickel. He can do whatever you need him to do. He's a very versatile weapon. So I think adding Kyle Hamilton to this backfield that's going to be a real problem. And then for my second pick, I think let me get Jahmyr Gibbs behind this Rams O-line. We're gonna establish the run here. Let me get Jahmyr Gibbs.
Well, don't have anything on offense yet outside of the coach. O-line, Micah to whatever defense we go, and Sean McVay. We have the foundation now. We can kind of just start getting after it here. I'm going to go ahead and go somebody on the older side, but we're just a touchdown machine in the red zone. Give me Devontae Adams. That's my wide receiver.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Yep. It's a great pick. Give
me Devontae Adams as my 2.
Yep.
I love it. All right.
I knew who it was when you said veteran. I knew it.
I'll be letting you guys know with my next pick, I will not be drafting a wide receiver. But
crazy. Thought it was going to be wide receiver.
But here's the deal. Give me the Seattle Seahawks defense. I wanted to make sure I got one of the best ones, and I didn't want to be the last guy to take a defense. I wanted to get the defense I wanted, and I did want Houston a little more. These are the champs, man. I love this defense. I'm going to take Seattle. There are some spots where I can fill with a good flex. I want Seattle as my defense.
And Nick, you are back on the clock.
Okay. First, I think I'm going to go with Bijan Robinson as running back 1. I honestly just think he might be the most talented running back in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Was maybe thinking CMC, but I'm just thinking with the health, might as well just go with the younger guy who's just as talented. And then
same draft class.
So my thinking is, if there's already 2 people drafted, I might as well just wait. Cause it's I don't think Cole's going to think of my flex guy. I just don't think it's going to happen. So wide receiver 1, I'm going to go with Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think.
Really good pick there, Nick. Really, really awesome pick. That's so good.
Thanks, Saul. I appreciate that.
Is it back to me? I apologize.
It is.
Yep.
Man. I'm going to take a head coach here now. And I gave this spiel to y'all about how I feel about him. You could already probably type in who it is. I want Ben Johnson. I love what he did in year 1. And I just think he just established, listen, he was that hot shot coordinator hire, but he didn't just come in with the sexy offense. He came in and set a culture, and he is just, to me, just such an alpha, and I want Ben Johnson as my head coach.
Me now on the clock, I'm going to go ahead and take a defense. I think a defense that is slept on. Now I can pair up 2 players that would give O-lines hell, kind of going this off the whole defensive unit. Top 5 defense in the sport this season. Give me the Cleveland Browns and defense, and then I can have Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons.
The solid pick there. All right. Well, I was really banking on Amon-Ra St. Brown being there, so that's awesome. Let's see. So, you know what? We'll do it. We'll pull the trigger. Let me get George Pickens as my wide receiver 1. I mean, I think he proved that he can be that guy, but also he thrives with other guys around him. And so then for my wide receiver 2, I'm going to go with Jalen Waddle. And I think that is a duo that will...
That'd be sexy.
Yeah. I guess we'll find out.
O-line defense done. I need me another reliable tight end, somebody that's going to be a good member of that O-line as well. Give me George Pickens. George Kittle. Excuse me.
Say.
George Kittle at my tight end.
Good pick. Okay, we're back to me. Corey, I'm sorry to do this to you. As you are a Vikings fan, I just got Ben Johnson as my head coach. My defensive coordinator is Brian Flores. Especially when I look at the fit of what you saw Seattle do in the Super Bowl with the blitzes, I think Brian Flores can even maximize the ability they have to get to the quarterback with not just obviously off the edge, but just like schemed up blitzes from the secondary. So I love it.
Nick on the clock, back-to-back picks.
Okay. I'm going to go, I'm going to take the best kicker. I'm going to take Brandon Aubrey here. Best kicker.
That's free 3 at past 50. Free 3 past 50. I can't hate on it when it's Brandon Aubrey. I really can't.
No, not at all.
See, I just had a plan. I was just researching for the past 2 minutes. I was listening to a thing you guys were saying. Luther Burden isn't the wide receiver 3 in fucking Chicago anymore. God damn it. I'm just going to keep going with the Broncos. because Moore's gone. He's not the wide receiver 3. So I'm going to keep it going, Denver. I'm going to kick the Broncos O-line.
Dang, I wanted that. I really.
Now, Cole, you are back on the clock.
Yep. Man. All right. I'm just going to do it because I like Seattle's edge rushers a lot. I do. I like Leonard Williams. I like Byron Murphy. But this is a guy who can kind of play that outside linebacker position as well and come off the edge and kind of play in the 3-4 in different styles. And Brian Flores can run multiple different looks. I'm just going to take who I think is probably the best defensive player in football when healthy outside of a Myles Garrett. And maybe that's a hot take, but I'm going to take Max Crosby. It's some homer in there too with me jumping the gun on him maybe, but I just want to throw him in, not only with that Seattle defense and have a bunch of guys that can get to the quarterback, but just with Brian Flores also.
I'm kind of going to go and get my DC. So Brian Flores, give me Steve Spagnuolo.
Ooh, great pickup.
Pairing him up with Sean McVay. Now I have my offense, defense, getting figured out now. I just got to go get my weapons.
I like it. All right. So the Kittle pick was a great pick, Corey. That was my plan. But I'm looking at my wide receiver core, and they're good. But I think adding Trey McBride to the mix will be really something. Gives a little extra wide receiving help because he's not the best blocking tight end. But with that Rams O-line, I think we're set. So yeah, Trey McBride as my tight end. And then I'm looking at my other we'll go get another running back. Just double down on the versatility. And let me get Christian McCaffrey. Because we're assuming everyone's healthy. And so having 2 elite pass catching running backs to go with, these I think that'll go a long way. So give me CMC, my RB2.
I'm also going running back. Somebody I think that always slips through the cracks and never gets the recognition he probably deserves. Give me Jonathan Taylor. Somebody who's just so consistent when healthy. And then Cole, you're back on the clock.
I'm going to go with the guy who was going to be an all-pro if it wasn't for injury, and I think he'll be right back at it when healthy. I'm going to take Tucker Kraft to play the tight end for me.
Yeah, he was having a great year before that injury. He really was.
And now, Nick, you are back on the clock.
Okay. My first pick, I'm going to go wide receiver 3. I'm going to go Rashid Shaheed.
Great pick.
That's my wide receiver 3. And then for running back, we're just going 2 running backs. They don't have to be like a backup. Mm-hmm. Okay, then I'm going to go Derrick Henry.
Nice.
Kind of counteract the Bijan, like have someone, a little speed and a little bit of beat you down.
I like that.
That's not how you spell Derrick. That is just not.
Oh, I was looking at my phone.
That's just not it.
I was looking at my depth chart. I was trying to go find me a wide receiver 3 somewhere, man.
No, there's like a couple ways to spell Derrick. I will give you that. It's 2 R's, CK. I'm gonna take Jordan Love. I think outside of, I would argue he's the best quarterback outside of the top 5 that we blocked off. I think Dak Prescott's right there too. Obviously we know what happened when they play each other in the playoffs. But that being said,
dude,
I just think those are the 2 best options at quarterback. And Nick already got Dak, so I guess I got to go with Jordan Love, who I already think is going to be in the top 5 conversation. I gave the spiel before. I think next year he's going to be. I could see him having a better year than Joe Burrow. I could see him having a better, obviously, statistical year than Patrick Mahomes. We know who Patrick Mahomes is. That's no disrespect at all. I just think Jordan Love's one of the best quarterbacks in the game. He can make any throw on the field. And he's just been sold a lot by his teammates. You saw it when they lost Chicago. He had the best game of any quarterback in Wild Card Weekend, and it just doesn't get accounted for. And I'm pairing him up with Tucker Kraft. And he's got a guy like T. Higgins who can go up and catch his deep balls. I love Jordan Love here for me at quarterback.
So I need my wide receiver 3, wide receiver 1. Still the only person that doesn't have a wide receiver 3 right now, so I can kind of wait on that. Give me Saquon.
Yeah, there it is.
Give me Saquon Barkley. Him and JT. I should have unlimited touchdowns.
All right.
We get into 5. We're running 3 times.
Yep.
Gosh, they have unlimited touchdowns.
Unlimited touch. I love it. All right. 4.
That's the best analysis of the video by far. I like
unlimited
that.
touchdowns.
I mean, JT and Saquon Barkley. I mean,
No cap. You're not lying, bro. You're not lying.
That's 4 down territory anyway. Inside 3 yards, it's 4 down territory anywhere you're at in the field.
and we're not stealing tuds away from Saquon Barkley because he could have had fucking like 25 tuds one year. Like,
you sound like a fantasy owner.
Yeah,
we don't got to do the Jalen Hurts thing.
All right.
So you are on the clock.
Yep. I am going to draft my coordinator, and I'm going to go with Mike McDaniel. I think that his offensive acumen will be great with this group. A lot of versatility. He can have a lot of fun, get creative. He's done some really interesting stuff in Miami. Of course, it didn't work when he was head coach, but I think him back in a coordinator role where he doesn't have to manage personalities and run the team, he can have Harbaugh do that, and he gets to focus just on his offense. I think he'll be a really good fit with this squad. And then my wide receiver 3, Corey, is your guy, Jalen McMillan. You let him follow me again, man. You could have taken him because I already had 2 running backs. You could have waited on Saquon.
I got somebody. It's cool. No, I can wait on him.
It's cool. All right, but I was thinking him or another guy who probably is getting picked right here, but I think McMillan is a great wide receiver 3, so give me him.
Okay, looking at my team now, still need a quarterback. I'm trying to think of who would be a good option at wide receiver 1, depending on what quarterback I do take. But I just think, in a world, he's more talented than both of the quarterbacks that have just been taken already, and he's still on the board, still available. I think the only guy that hasn't been banned off this draft board that has the talent to put himself in those top 5 conversations. I know he hasn't so far, but we're giving him a new infrastructure right here. Give me Justin Herbert.
It's a great pick.
Good pick. Great pick.
If, man.
Yeah, if it works out, he could be great.
I mean, if he can't make it work with Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Sean McVay, Steve Spagnuolo, George Kittle.
Bank on the talent. I put so much stock in him I didn't need to put in as a Raiders fan, and he let me down so hard, I'm forever cutting him off. That's a toxic relationship I have with Justin Herbert. Anyways, give me Jason Myers to be my kicker. Could have won a Super Bowl MVP almost. I mean, talking about a guy with that type of reliability, give me Jason Myers.
Okay. I'm going to go – first I'm going to go Andy Reid as my head coach. Andy Reid. And then everyone's already taken their wide receiver 2s and their flex and their AC. Do I want to get the Philly green uniforms? I do. I want the Philly green uniforms.
Those Kelly greens are nice. Those are
Kelly greens, pick. Whatever they are. Yeah.
No, I knew what you meant.
Yeah. Wait, did you already pick 2, Nick? Sorry.
Yeah.
Give me the creamsicles.
Andy Reid is my coach.
Give me the creamsicles. Yeah. Give me the Tampa Bay creams. The creamsicles. I need them. My jerseys.
Just need that cream, huh?
Yep.
I mean, I don't have to. I'm kind of looking of who would be the best fitting guy for Herbert, knowing I already have Devontae Adams. God, we're going to do it. Somebody who is not banned off this list, but at his absolute best is definitely in top 5 conversations. Give me A.J. Brown.
Oh, man.
Patriot. Hey, he better get enough targets.
He will. Saquon need to fix that relationship in your locker room, and then you're set.
Yeah, we're good. We hashed it out. We're all good over here. We ain't got shit to worry about.
Right, so I'm gonna pick the first. Oh, actually, hold on. All right, I'm gonna go kicker. Let me get. Actually, nah. We'll wait on kicker. Let me get the LA Chargers powder blues. It's my uniform. It's a solid uniform in my opinion. And for my stadium, because I don't think anyone picked the Chiefs defense, did they? No. Okay. Yeah, my stadium, I'm going to get Arrowhead. I think I said it last time. Like Arrowhead, they routinely break the decibel record. Those fans show up, rain, shine, 40 degrees below zero. Like it gets loud in there, and that home field advantage really matters in KC. Plus, I can't take Denver and I can't take Seattle, so KC right there. Give me Arrowhead.
I'm gonna go ahead and take Cam Little to be my kicker. Somebody who can also, just like Brandon Aubrey, maybe not as efficient as Brandon Aubrey, but also in that realm of just pure kicking power.
Is that Jacksonville?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. He's got some power. Sure. All right. I'm going to just set my running back core here now. Here's the thing. I need some receiving and speed mixed with some toughness up the middle and power and ability to run guys over. So I'm going to pair Devon Achane and Ashton Genty in my backfield. Obviously Ashton Genty struggled in some ways last year, but we're building a team. We're going forward, and I think with the right O-line, we're looking at a guy who can really get it done. Also, I haven't picked an O-line yet. You wrote Andy Reid in my O-line spot. Yeah.
There we go. That makes much more sense.
There we go.
Okay. Here I'm gonna take Devonta Smith as my wide receiver 2. Might be the best wide receiver 2 in the league. Probably not by T, but yeah, I think he's up there though. He's up there.
We'll see what he looks like as a wide receiver. I think
Rashid's big enough to be R3 and be the big body receiver. Amon-Ra, more like the short downs. Devonta Smith, long balls. I think we got it all going on in the wide receiver. And then flex with the Broncos, like the main thing they kind of miss out on is linebacker coverage in the pass game. I'll just take, nobody took the Niners defense, so I'm going to take the best linebacker coverage guy in the league, and Fred Warner.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
And I mean, that means everybody's just shut down on that defense, dude. Fred Warner added to the Broncos. My God.
So Cole, already kind of picked your second RB. So you said both of them. So that would be like technically your pick.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, because you guys have all picked O-line. I only said it like that because, first time we did this, I had the 2 at a time, and also you guys already picked your RBs. So sorry.
No, you're good. Looking at home field advantage here, Arrowhead's a very good pick, but I will say there was something I peeped this year in the playoffs, that there's just something about it when the city and the team is in the playoffs. I mean, Soldier Field was absolutely fucking rocking.
Yeah.
In that divisional game against the Rams. Because you guys picked Seattle already, Mile High's already gone. Go ahead. Damn, do I want to pick Soldier?
No. The one stadium that might get... It's not going to be a stadium.
Yeah,
I agree with you, though.
Those fans are passionate. They show up loud.
And there's something about that outdoor vibe. And Stoll, you are on the clock.
Right. So, I am going to reunite the reigning NFL Coach of the Year with the MVP runner-up and Drake May and Mike Vrabel, quarterback and head coach duo.
Interesting.
I think one of May's biggest drawbacks was the O-line was awful, and his wide receiver 2 was Mac Hollins. So I think you give him arguably the best O-line in the league, and you give him Pickens, Waddle, McMillan, CMC. I think those weapons. I think he goes from MVP runner-up to MVP.
I mean, isn't that just like so interesting? It seems like a lot of toxic shit going on over there in Team Stoll, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, head coach is just looking like a questionable leader of men right now.
I mean, I don't know. She named her kid after him. So
I don't know how I'm feeling about that.
I'm opting out of this one. I have too much to say that I don't even want to.
So, me looking at Stoll, I actually do think you like the powder blues. I like the Navy Chargers unis.
Those are good. Those are a good ones.
I like the Navy ones. But I'm gonna go a different direction. Give me This is tough. Give me the Tennessee. Yeah, give me the Jags. The Jags throwbacks from this year.
Those are solid. I thought you were going to go with the Tennessee, the Houston Oilers ones, because those are good.
Yeah, let me get the Jags. For some reason, the font on the Jags one is just tough to me.
Yeah, those are nice. Those are clean.
So, is it me? Sorry if I'm tripping here.
No, you're good.
So I'm kind of torn because I think I messed up in a way that I do think Philly, LA, and Denver have there's kind of a tier of best O-lines in football, and I think that it's a 3-team tier. So I think you guys played it really well in that regard. Because when I look at some of these top-rated O-lines, and I'm not going to try to hold us up with this, but it's there's some the Bears were graded out really well. I think a lot of this because Caleb Williams was really good at avoiding sacks. I don't actually think that O-line was always amazing. Sure, Swift ran well, so I'm considering them. I'm just kind of going to take everyone through my thought process here. I think the Steelers, they had a really well-graded O-line, but I still just feel like I remember watching Rodgers have to make plays as well, and I don't fully trust O-line gradings on stuff. So maybe this is a little bit of a reach pick, and I wanted to take Buffalo, but then they lost their best guard in the free agency. I can't think of his name right now. They had a really good guard who left in free agency, though. I'm going to take maybe kind of a sleeper pick. They were graded well, but I fully expect them, and I like the body of work they put out with what they were able to blanking on the other guy's name, Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle, and just be able to protect Bryce Young in a way to where he was able to have a bounce-back year, and I believe in this O-line group going forward. Give me the Carolina Panthers O-line. I don't always believe in the grades. They were graded top 10, but just all things considered with that offense, I felt like they had to have a big load. And, I mean, look, they held up against some good competition to get them a playoff spot and produced some really good rushing seasons and protected Bryce Young.
I mean, they fought well against the Rams. I mean, that game was kind of close, right? I think that the Rams needed a late touchdown.
That was an awesome first game for the playoffs.
Yeah. And then, Nick, you are on the clock.
With my last 2 picks, Mile High. Easy. I mean, it's just an easy pick here. I'm going to go Mile High Stadium. That might be the best stadium pick right there. Then for my last pick, I'm going to go with my assistant coach. Sleeper here. I think this is a fire pick. I'll go with a guy who was so good at his job a few years ago that he got hired to do a job that he shouldn't have been hired to do in Arizona. Went 15 and something, lost a lot of games, and now he's the DC of the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to go with Jonathan Gannon.
Great pick.
So good in Philly that he got hired to do a job that I think we all agreed that he should not have been hired to do, as be the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. I feel like we probably all predicted this to happen, him get fired and then just be a DC somewhere else. And I think he's probably just going to be one of the best DCs in the league this year.
No bullshit. I think coordinators are starting to realize that, what comes with. It's almost a lose-lose being a head coach in a lot of cases with what jobs are open, and that explains why a guy like Brian Flores didn't feel the need to take a head coaching job, even in a year that half the league had opening. You can make a fuck ton of money just being the best at your craft as a coordinator. There's no point. And I think we're going to see stuff like that happen. A lot of coordinators being cool with being set, and where there's going to be guys making big jumps to head coach versus just it being top coordinators. So a little rant with that, but I like that pick. I'm going to go Lumen Field. I think it's up there with Mile High as best. I need the 12th man personally. And I already had it reserved for me with taking their defense. I'll take the 12th man.
Now I am on my final pick. Wide receiver 3. Let me just make sure he is. Technically, he is. When I'm looking at this list right now, I need somebody with some speed. Have AJ Brown, Devontae Adams, who are going to win a lot of one-on-one matchups. I need somebody with some speed that can get underneath those routes, and just somebody that can kind of also take the top off the defense. It's kind of a sleeper. Kind of looking at what Nick was doing, kind of putting Shaheed in the special teams realm as well. Somebody with some speed. Give me Roman Wilson.
I thought you were
to be my wide receiver 3. Nah, give me. Technically, he's not a 3. Technically, he's not a 3. Damn near the 1 in Vegas right now.
Well, that's right. He's not in Minnesota anymore.
L pick, bro. Roman Wilson.
Give me some speed.
And
L pick.
Hell pick.
In true fantasy draft fashion, my last pick is my kicker. I'll just go Cameron Dicker. I think
nice.
One of the most accurate
Dicker the
kickers.
kicker.
Dicker the kicker, that's right. One of the most accurate kickers in the league. And I think he's just a solid guy. You feel good with him back there for you.
Corey, before you do the outro or anything, if we want to wrap it down, but I want to just ask, if anyone doesn't have to run, I do have a keep 3, cut 5 for you boys, if you guys want.
Oh my God. That just got chills.
I cooked one up while we were doing the draft.
I just got chills.
So we can recap our teams if we want. But I do have a keep 3, cut 5 for you boys. It's wide receiver edition.
Okay.
Can we run down the teams and then get?
We'll run down the teams and I'll give it to y'all. Yes, sir.
A little bonus for the listeners.
Nicholas Gwynn, why should we be sold on your team right here? Started out with Dak Prescott. What are we looking at?
I feel like I don't even have to really say anything, but if you look at every position, I feel like I got probably the best, to be honest. I got Dak Prescott, the best quarterback. I think Bijan's the best running back in the league. I think Derrick Henry's the best of those running back twos. Amon, or maybe CD's better, but he was a second overall pick. Of course, I couldn't get him. I think Devontae's the best wide receiver two.
You're shameless.
She's the best wide receiver three.
I was going to say, if you're saying Amon over CD.
Can you let me finish? Can you let me finish? Okay. Brock Bowers, Cole's going to agree with me on that. Brock Bowers, best tight end. With you. Broncos have the best O-line and the best defense. Fred Warner added to the Broncos defense, then it's even better. Andy Reid, probably not the best offensive coach, but, it's okay. Jonathan Gannon going to be great on our defense. Brandon Aubrey is the best kicker in the league. Mile high, our opponents aren't going to be able to breathe. And those Kelly Greens.
I got to say.
It's just elite all around the board.
Nick, you have a very impressive team.
Thank you.
But I do know that if I play you in the playoffs, my quarterback is going to outplay yours, no matter what we see in the regular season, starting out with Jordan Love at my quarterback. And then I just think I have the perfect balance.
Low blow.
I think I have the perfect balance. I think I have speed with Devon Chain and the receiving ability, the fastest running back here, maybe. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs is definitely up for it as well. But then I have a guy who could easily become a top 3 running back in this league as early as of next year, especially with the addition of Tyler Linderbaum to the Raiders. Then we go CeeDee Lamb. I just think he's in that top tier when he's healthy with those other guys. T. Higgins, best wide receiver 2 in football, arguably. The go up and get it ability is just unmatched, and he's doing it and a lot of his career, it's been, next to his whole career has been next to a Jamar Chase. And then also, yes, the Bengals had a good O-line last year, but it's like he's having to get open quick too on these deep routes. Like he's getting downfield quick. I love the T. Higgins. Parker Washington, maybe next year it's funny that we even look back and that he was listed as a wide receiver 3. This is a wide receiver 1 level talent. Tucker Kraft, I mentioned it, could have been all-pro this year, and I got the connection with him and Jordan Love. Carolina Panthers O-line, I definitely weighed on O-line, but I really like that group. I think they can create, they can run block, they can pass block. Seattle Seahawks defense, Super Bowl champs, a top 2 in the league. Maybe you can take Houston, and then you could debate with Denver for sure on that as well. Sorry, not shitting on the Browns defense at all, Corey. I just had to say my tears. I actually thought about drafting the Browns defense over them at one point. Flex Max Crosby. I didn't really go too positionally. I wasn't looking at who's the worst defender on Seattle and let me get the best guy there. I just wanted a superstar, so I went with that. And then Ben Johnson. We know what he did in year 1, what he brings as an offensive play caller in the run game, the pass game. You give any of these coaches the level of players that we are giving them, it's going to work out great for them. That's kind of just the truth of this exercise. Brian Flores, the best defensive coordinator in football, ability to bring the blitz, and Jason Myers kicking in his home stadium. We saw what he did in the Super Bowl. Just one of the most reliable kickers. Doesn't really have the pop of the guys that you drafted. I'll definitely say that. And then Lumenfield, I took it along with my defense. Then the Creamsicles, baby, my favorite pick I had. The Creamsicles, sexiest jersey in football. There we go.
So, looking at your guys' teams, I think I have the most physical team on this list when I'm looking at Philly's O-line. Saquon, JT, 2 physical downhill backs. But we'll start out with Justin Herbert, who, in my opinion,
he's tough as shit.
And listen. I love me some Dak Prescott. I love me some Dakota Prescott. Nick knows this. But he is not as talented of what Justin Herbert is. Has an all-around quarterback, realistically.
Is he more talented than Jordan Love? Do you mind me asking that right now?
Justin Herbert, absolutely more talented than Jordan Love, for sure.
Arm talent? You think he has more? He can make more throws than Jordan Love? I'm not saying he's better or not.
I do believe so, yes.
I like to embrace debate. Okay.
I think he does. Looking at you taking Jordan Love, you're higher on Jordan Love, I'm higher on Justin Herbert. They're kind of in that same tier of quarterback. That's why we took a lot of the top guys out of it, because obviously we would go Mahomes, Lamar, Josh Allen. Like, it would just be too easy. Yep. So all these guys I feel like are up for debate of who's the best quarterback that could have been taken, for sure. Then JT Saquon. And I think A.J. Brown was a really good pick for me. He has this kind of matchup nightmare ability downfield with his size and his strength to where not a whole lot of corners in the league one-on-one can really do shit with him. So that's why I like having him downfield. Because realistically, I think he's better downfield than Justin Jefferson. I think he's better downfield than CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think the only guy comparable to him is Jamar Chase down the field, one-on-one contested catch.
Jamar's the only guy better, objectively, yes.
So I think A.J. Brown is a matchup nightmare one-on-one for a corner. Puka's in that realm as well.
Puka's better downfield as well.
So like I think he's in that upper echelon of elite downfield catchers. Devontae Adams, I mean, it's Devontae Adams. I don't need to say anymore. Like, a touchdown machine. We know what Devontae Adams is. Roman Wilson, kind of a sneaky one just because Stoll took my pick in Jalen McMillan because I was always high on Jalen McMillan. That's just a dynasty homer for me. Ended up getting Roman Wilson, but that's why we also have somebody like George Kittle, somebody that can play in the receiving game as well, bolster up and help our O-line out as well. And George Kittle, vet. Sean McVay loves to use his tight ends. Giving him somebody of the caliber of George Kittle, stop it. Philly, O-line. The Browns defense, Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, good fucking luck to any of y'all O-lines stopping those two guys getting after the quarterback. I'm looking at the best 1-2 punch in football right there. Top 2 edge rushers in the game, probably. Then Sean McVay, I have the best coach on this board, easily. It's not even close, in my opinion. I have the best coach on this board. Steve Spagnuolo, I think he's comparable to Brian Flores. Obviously, I'm a Brian Flores homer, being a Vikings fan. Steve Spagnuolo, great defensive coordinator with the Chiefs. I don't need to say no more on that. Cam Little.
Gannon's the best DC on this board.
Not true.
Crazy.
Maybe Flores. Gannon's better than Spags.
I mean,
keep it going though. We'll see.
I think Cam Little is a top 5 kicker in the sport, just pure kick power. And then looking at Bears, Soldier Field, rocking in there. Something about a cold night in Soldier with an actual winning football team. We saw how loud they can get over there. And then something about the Jags throwback jerseys that I just fuck with. But I think I have the most physical team on this list. Well, I'm looking at A.J. Brown, Saquon, JT. Looking at Herbert, who's a dog, ain't afraid to get out of the pocket. I think if we get in the 5, it's 6.
The Sean McVay part had me laughing. I'm not gonna lie.
He's the best coach on this list. He's the best coach on this list by far. We're thinking about Vrabel. Get the fuck out of here. He ain't there yet. We're thinking about Ben Johnson. He's not there yet. Andy Reid, cool. He ain't like Sean McVay.
I mean, Ben almost dropped off Sean in the playoffs when with Caleb Williams.
You know what's funny though?
Respectfully.
You know what's funny? You said almost because that didn't fucking happen. You said almost.
Who got the most recent Super Bowl?
Sean McVay.
Andy Reid.
Stoll, give me the rundown of the team.
He's going to retire before your team can even hit his peak.
Fuck.
So how Jonathan Gannon looking as the head coach? Getting moved up.
Yeah, he's getting moved up. He's getting
looked at as moved up.
In house higher. In total
higher. Fuck, he's 15-36, bro.
Oh no. Oh, all right.
His teams are ass. Let's be nice to them. His teams are fucking terrible.
So it's funny y'all said my quarterback's the best. Oh, my quarterback's the best. My quarterback was one vote away from winning MVP last year. So my quarterback was in the Super Bowl last year.
The quarterback on the list. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Where was Jordan Love in the playoffs last year? Where did he go? Was he in the Super Bowl?
he had 400 fucking yards in round 1 instead of 2 fumbles and 120 yards.
Cool. All right. And how'd that go for them?
You didn't get to play.
They won, surely. Surely they won, right? If he's so great, surely they won. Should have.
Patriots won the Super Bowl if they had Jordan Love instead of.
Cool. Raiders had their first overall pick this year. Right on.
Yeah, and Fernando Mendoza is going to be on
one vote away from MVP
in 2 years.
That's a hot take. I like it. Clip that.
Don't they call him the schedule? You should change that to this. Type in the schedule up top.
If only we were playing horseshoes, almost would count. He was almost MVP.
Almost. Kind of like how
it almost won the Super Bowl.
It almost happened.
He almost won the Super Bowl.
Almost.
Yeah. I mean, he's closer than every other guy on this list. I think.
If only we were
playing I don't appreciate you doing a whole Raiders thing, by the way, when you're a Patriots fan. I was born the year of the Tuck rule shit, and it is a little bit, and I didn't get to experience it as a fan, but it is like, okay, real school bully vibes with that Patriots Raiders talk. I don't appreciate it. I did call out your pick, but Drake May was a good pick. Let's take it easy with the Patriots Raiders stuff, because
I know you get heartbroken when Garrett Carr broke his shit.
All right.
It's funny because we all have what if and almost quarterbacks.
True.
We got a lot of hypothetical guys here. But I think with my offense, the name of the game is versatility. I mean, for one, Mike McDaniel is the OC. He is one of the most creative minds offensively in football. And getting to use Gibbs and CMC along with Pickens, Waddle, and McMillan. I mean, you can split both those running backs out of wide receiver. I mean, you can do all sorts of fun stuff with Waddle with his speed. Pickens is he can go deep. He can play in the middle. I think you can do a lot with those guys, and it's going to be a really tough cover. That Rams O-line is one of the best, if not the best group in football. They grade very well. They're physical. They're deep. They block well, both in the pass game and in the run game. And I think you give those two running backs any bit of daylight, they're gone. And then defensively, I mean, I got the best group. Houston was the best defense in football last year. And you add a very versatile chess piece like Kyle Hamilton. He can play anywhere on defense. That's nuts. And yeah, Vrabel, he's got some stuff going on in his personal life. But I think that humanizes him a little bit, right? The guys, they might respect that. They might say, hey, everyone makes mistakes. We got our coaches back. Those powder blue uniforms are sweet.
It's a wild pick. A wild pick.
I mean, he was coach of the year. I also low-key kind of forgot about the whole saga going on.
Said I might humanize him a little bit.
Yeah, I try to justify it. Hey, look, he didn't.
You should have left that shit alone.
Yeah.
Good coach.
28 other coach.
I mean, hey, look, he won coach of the year.
I mean, fuck, Kyle Shanahan was sitting right there.
No, but then I couldn't take McDaniel. Nothing. The real pick was McDaniel. Vrabel was just the rah-rah guy. McDaniel, he's the guy I wanted.
No, I see where you were going. It's just funny because of the situation.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about
Mike
that.
Vrabel's an elite coach. It's just the Diana Rossini aspect of this.
Yeah, there's some stuff going on there. But you know what? Get him in counseling, get him some help. He'll be good to roll come September.
By the way, that was the most performative shit I've ever seen. I'm missing day 3 of the draft to go to counseling. Are you fucking kidding me? As a reporter, that is the fucking most bullshit I've ever heard in my life.
Well, it's not BS. It's legit because one of their picks they took, he was consensus like 512. So clearly, like one of the picks that they took.
Did Diana report that? I'm just playing.
No, I don't think she did.
I'm just playing. Sorry.
Home field advantage, Arrowhead, consistently one of the loudest groups in football. It's cold. It's not easy to play there. Fans are loud. Fans are passionate. So yeah, I think I got a good group that could go toe to toe with anyone else on the list.
Forgot your uniforms.
The powder blue, man. I think I said it, and then we started making fun of Vrabel again. Powder blues are great. I think the Kelly Green is far and away number one, though. They're not Kelly Greens, but they're solid.
Right. The powder blues are
I was talking a lot of shit. I do want to give everyone a pick I liked from theirs that I thought was a great pick.
All right, I'll give a little positives. I thought Nick, the O-line pick that you made of Denver, the timing of it, elite pick. I think my best pick where I completely changed my team was after drafting CD, who can play the slot, getting a T. Higgins as my wide receiver 2.
T. Higgins is your best. Yeah, T. Higgins is great.
And then for when I look at Corey's, this might be random. He said physicality, which I liked the George Kittle addition to the Eagles O-line because we knew we were all going to get an elite running back. He has the best blocking tight end now to go along with. I mean, we're talking about probably the best tackle group in football with Lane Johnson and anyways, their other tackle. And then Kyle Hamilton sold. That's like maybe my favorite player in football to watch on the defensive side of the ball outside of like Max Crosby, obviously because I'm a Raiders fan. Kyle Hamilton, he's a fucking beast. So those are some great picks that you fellas made there.
So that officially wraps up the Barrel Talk Podcast official redraft